Hi, I'm Taylor Smurl.
And I'm Tommy Smurl.
And this is
Neat.
Hello and welcome. Welcome, Dad.
Well, thanks for having me. As you see, I'm out of my wizard phase and back to normal. And if you're a Patreon, then you know what I mean.
As I say, if you don't know what that means, you should join our Patreon.
You're in on the inside joke.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm just wearing my favorite Tyrion shirt from Game of Thrones.
I drink and I know things. I love that. I
got that. I know that's what I do. Yeah.
That's what we both do. That's it. That's the show.
That's right.
That's the show.
That's it.
Well, the thing that we knowed last week was all about Genever.
Genever, the predecessor to gin. Yes. It brought gin to gin.
The multi forerunner of gin, made with
like
it has
more the grandfather.
It can be aged. It can have a lot more character. It also heavy juniper, but if you're curious about Genever, well, we have a whole podcast about that, so I'm not gonna tell you a lot.
That's right. If you want to know, just listen to the podcast. Damn it!
If you would like some info, we did that already. Okay. But we're gonna exhibit how to drink it today, right? That's the fun part.
Yeah, we're gonna try it out because heck, I've never had it. I didn't even know it existed until we did the podcast.
So there's a bit of a lag in some of our episodes because I think I want Dad to get the things we're talking about, and he's in West Virginia and I'm in New York, so I can walk to the corner and buy most of the stuff, and some of the stuff needs to be shipped to him. So I'm really excited that you're gonna get to try Genever.
Yeah, outside of moonshine and beer, that's about all we got here in West Virginia.
Well, that's not true. You have very nice liquor stores. Genever is a little bit weird. It shouldn't be, as we discussed on the podcast that you should have already listened to. It shouldn't be a weird thing, but it is. A lot of people don't know what it is. So I understand why it's not readily available in West Virginia, but I think it should be.
It should be.
So let's just try some, right? Okay, well, I have the Old Duff Genever, which is that older style. It's a little bit maltier.
I have Bowles Genever, Amsterdam, established 1575. The original.
These are two of the only big brands of Genever you can find in the States, but I would also say two excellent brands of Genever that you can find in the States. And if you're outside of the States, you might have better access, but
especially if you're in Amsterdam or something.
Yeah, I just put a little in a shot glass to sip it.
Got my Margaritaville shot glass out here that old Jimmy gave me. All right, you got your shot?
Got mine.
We're gonna smell it.
Yeah, let's say before you even taste it, I think comparing the nose to anything is really hard because I don't know. It smells very creamy, like very, very grainy, very malty, like maybe it reminds me of the smell of cream of wheat.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like there are some herbal notes, but unlike gin, which you usually get a strong herbal, you get that big juniper hit. You don't get that depends on the style of Genever, but definitely with this one. And I've had bowls enough to know that you don't get a huge juniper hit on the nose.
No, the juniper is much more pronounced in gin than it is in this.
Yeah, you get a lot of that kind of creamy, weedy, or graininess, you know?
Yeah, I call that in gin the smell of death. When you smell that.
This doesn't smell like a Christmas tree that hates you.
That's right.
No.
It likes you.
Yeah.
Well, bottoms up. Cheers.
If somebody gave me that blind and I hadn't encountered Genever, I would assume I was drinking like a young rye whiskey. Like a white dog whiskey.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it does compare to rye, especially the way it feels going down.
There's that spice, but there's that kind of creaminess that comes from grain, you know? Way more pronounced. How do you feel? Because Dad, you like whiskey. You're not a big gin fan. How do you feel about this?
This doesn't hit me like gin. This to me doesn't taste like gin. Gin is a little bit, I don't know, it's sharper. Yeah. This is more round, I guess, from the malted process.
Yeah, I think that's accurate. Let's try it next in the traditional, the most common way I think you would encounter a Genever where it's made, which is just how we had it, but with a beer back. So let's do that. With the Pilsner, usually I got Pilsner Raquel, which I don't know. It's a Czech Pilsner. It's not quite from the right place, but
I got a Grolsch again because I like those tops. Those are cool.
but this is where that headbutt thing comes from, right? Because it's usually so you got your beer and then you got your Genever, and when you bend over, because the way that they will serve your Genever, and this is not like a proper shot glass, this is not what you'll get it in. It's a fluted, it's like a tall, skinny shot glass.
See, I have this, and it's fluted at the top.
Oh wait, I have one of that's hilarious. I have one of those too. I almost pulled it out for this, but I thought it was too weird.
I
That
thought that would work.
that works perfect. I'm gonna get mine, but before I do, I'm gonna tell you why you have that. Do you know why you have that?
No, I don't. I just found it on my bar.
I brought those home on Christmas after I bartended a Jägermeister party, and Jägermeister brought in a bunch of those for our select guests, and I stole so many of them.
Oh, I hope Jägermeister's not listening.
Jägermeister, I've done enough advertising for Jägermeister. They can pay me in deer shot glasses. So
Well, I was looking for something that was a short tulip-shaped glass, and so I found this. And
no,
I
it's
thought
actually
that would
perfect.
work.
I literally almost pulled that out, but I was like, well, I don't know. That's not gonna have something like this. I'm gonna grab mine. Hell,
Grab your deer's head. Bucket.
Jägermeister, if you're watching, I'm not actually sorry. These glasses are cool. You know people are gonna steal them.
You know what he said? The buck stops here.
Oh no. I think I have a speed pour from them too somewhere. Yeah, they have good swag. My favorite thing about working the Jägermeister party was it was at a fancy cocktail bar, and we were making like fancy Jägermeister cocktails, which you can do. And I was saying to the guy, like that one of the head reps, like, I think it's so cool that you guys are like branching into fancy cocktail. And he was like, I mean, we don't have to, but whatever. And I was like, you're right.
All right, so I'm going to fill this up so that I have that surface tension.
Yeah, like it's served to you with, I'm not even gonna pick it up. There should be a little bubble of Genever over top. And you just are supposed to sip it. I mean, I guess the idea of the headbutt is that as you bend down to sip it, your beer is so close that you headbutt it. I don't think it's actually part of the experience that you headbutt your beer. So I'm gonna move my beer away a little bit because I don't wanna get beer bangs.
I'm going to lower my camera a little bit so that will be on there.
You got a better view than me, but I'm gonna do my best. All right.
All right, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
And then do you do this to get the rest?
Take the whole thing up. Oh no, Dad's just doing it like a. That is a mixture of ideas there. I think it's like when you do like a blowjob shot or something, right? You pick it up off the bar like that.
What?
You know where that's something.
I've never heard of that.
That's one of those naughty name shots where you can't use your hands.
I've never heard that.
You need that beer chaser though, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those antlers make that glass a little heavy to pick up with your mouth.
Yeah,
I can't get my teeth involved. I'll lose one.
Well, hey, all my front teeth are fake. I'm not about to play that game.
I did pick it up and get it down most of the way, but I had to take it with my hand from there. I wasn't going to try to set it back down and shove my teeth down my throat.
I do think like the pairing of Pilsner and Genever is good. Like it makes a lot of sense in that.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
Like you kind of need that little bit of refreshing quality from the Pilsner, but it's not so heavy. Like they're both kind of on the light end of things, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, it does work very well together. The flavor of the beer after the Genever's gone down really works well.
Yeah.
Oh dear, we did a shot.
So we talked about the fact that Genever is not, I mean, it pops up in cocktails, absolutely, and we definitely bartend with it in the modern age. But by and large, it's consumed as we just consumed it. Straight, maybe chilled, shot, sipped. But that doesn't mean you can't cocktail with it. So I thought it would be fun if we just each picked a sort of traditional cocktail build and tried it and gave our 2 cents.
All right. So what do you think?
Well, Genever sits kind of in the threshold. I don't want to simplify things, but it has elements of whiskey. It has elements of gin. So I thought, like, why not just put it in a classic sour build with lemon? Some simple syrup, some lemon juice, two 3/4 with my Genever.
All right, and I'll try old fashioned with just some simple syrup and bitters.
All right. So I'm just doing 2 ounces Genever, 3/4 simple, and 3/4 lemon. I'm going to shake it up with some bitters and then go.
Just did 2 ounces Genevers. I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of simple and some bitters and just stir it in the glass.
All right.
Cheers.
Sorry, I had to sip off the table. Cheers.
That's all right. You
Thank
have to
you for
suck off
waiting.
the extra. No problem. Yeah, that works pretty good.
It's funny because it's definitely like that maltiness, a little bit of like sweeter richness. Doesn't taste like a gin sour and it doesn't taste like a whiskey sour, but I do think it hits this nice midpoint where it's pretty refreshing. Like I would like this is there are definitely cooler things you can do with Genever in a shake and drink, but even just experimenting with something so basic, this is really nice.
Yeah, these are 2 really basic drinks, and that's I like it better than it would be with the original.
Yeah, I know gin old fashions are a no, but I feel like Genever you can make it work, especially if you add you do a little bit more sweetness, right? What'd you do, sweet wise?
I did just a 1/2 ounce.
Yeah, I think that's a ticket, you know.
Mhm.
Genever is
worked
still a little
good.
drier than whiskey. Yeah, if you're intimidated by mixing with it, I think that's a good guide of like it's pretty. It falls within a certain spectrum of like herbaceousness, botanicals, and maltiness that are not unfamiliar to you if you've mixed with whiskey or gin. So it's really just like throwing it in at any place where you like either of those spirits and seeing how to balance it out. Genever's cool. I hope it comes back in a more hearty fashion. I would love it to be one of those spirits that just rolls onto every cocktail menu. Like,
Make it more readily available.
yeah, I mean, and there are so many great producers. I love that it is controlled and where you can make it, and I think that's great, and I think it should stay that way. But I would love if the demand in the consumer market in America made it more readily available everywhere.
Absolutely.
Hey, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here, Dad.
Well, thank you for having me, Tay. It's been a delight. And, I got plenty to drink.
There you go. And thank you, our audience, for being here. If you would like to find us on social media, we are Neat Boozecast at Instagram and Twitter. If you want to email us, you can email us at neattheboozecast@gmail.com. And if you want to have a conversation about how you like your Genever, you can do that in our Facebook group, which is called
Neat the Boozecast group page, Facebook.com,
Yeah.
America.
I'm gonna ask
Jeff Zuckerberg,
AOL.com.
Mark Zuckerberg.
I'm gonna
not
ask you to
Jeff.
learn that,
That's
like,
Jeff
for real.
Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg.
I don't like any of these people.
Some of them might as well be shot
Whatever
in the face.
soulless algorithm you can find us on. Sorry. But if you'd like to support us, we have a Patreon where our patrons get stickers and coasters and original recipes, all sorts of fun stuff. We got a whole
Named
bunch of
after 'em
stuff coming up
sometimes.
this month. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So check that out. I've been Taylor Sproul.
I've been Tommy Smurl.
Yes, you have, and this has been me.
Neat.
I just love like a
The
weird
school you
guy,
went to.
you know? Huh?
That's like the school you went to, Genever, Kent.
Geneva Kent?